Now we will speak of karma. The companion concept to reincarnation is karma. Dawn asks for a definition. I am Ra. Our understanding of karma is that which may be called inertia. Those actions which are put into motion will continue using the ways of balancing until such a time as the controlling or higher principle which you may liken unto your breaking or stopping is invoked. This stoppage of the inertia of action may be called forgiveness. These two concepts are inseparable. Fiona, a lady with much strength and humor, passed this anonymous definition on. The law of life. Whatever you give away today or think or say or do will multiply about tenfold and then return to you. It may not come immediately nor from the obvious source, but the law applies unfailingly through some invisible force. Whatever you feel about another, be it love or hate or passion, will surely bounce right back to you in some clear or secret fashion. If you speak about some person a word of praise or two, soon tons of other people will speak kind words to you. What stops the momentum of karma? Forgiveness. Questioner: if an entity develops what is called karma in an incarnation, is there then programming that sometimes occurs so that he will experience catalysts that will enable him to get to a point of forgiveness, thereby alleviating the karma? I am Ra. This is in general correct. However, both self and any involved other self may, at any time through the process of understanding, acceptance, and forgiveness, ameliorate these patterns. This is true at any point in an incarnative pattern. Thus, one who has set in motion any action may forgive itself and never again make that error. This also breaks or stops what you call karma. It is most important to keep our energy centers clear and balanced. Unfortunately, we cannot clear another's karma. We can only forgive for our own part. Many, many years before now, you set into motion, by choice, patterns of behavior and thinking that were not helpful to you, and that you now see as not only unnecessary or unproductive, but hurtful and harming, and you wish to heal. Forgiveness is that which stops what this instrument calls the wheel of karma. Karma may, in this sense, be defined as inertia, an action put into effect and never forgiven. Now, can you forgive another and have that power to cease the inertia of karma for another? Not at all. When you forgive another, you do not affect the other, unless she chooses to observe the difference in your attitude. You are working upon the only thing in this universe which you can work on, yourself. Part of forgiveness is forgiving others. The further part is forgiving all the situations which created this pattern. Some of you are more aware of past lives than others, and for those of you who trace the patterns, that is unhelpful to what you would call the karma of a past life. Know that there is no karma or inertia which is not braked completely and stopped forever by unconditional forgiveness of the other, of the situations, and of yourself. In addition to forgiveness, which is largely an indigo ray working, the gift of blue ray energy, clear communication, also helps stop the wheel of karma. When in communication with others of like mind, the experience of each becomes a resource of all. This is the beginning of a social memory complex. Each may then be teacher to each by reflecting that person's image back faithfully, honestly, and clearly, without prejudice of any kind. This is what is to be hoped for in companionship. That friend which is true and wishes to serve will tell the exact truth as it knows it, will encourage, exhort, and caution when those feelings spontaneously come over one, will in fact be a living mirror for those within the community. This is an excellent and organic and, as far as we are concerned, most normal and healthful way of achieving an acceleration in spiritual growth, especially for those who are wanderers and wishing to remove all karma before the physical death of this life. It is helpful to end this incarnation with balanced karma if we want to avoid being accepted into another major cycle of 75,000 years repeating this third density experience. The challenge or danger of the wanderer is that it will forget its mission, become karmatically involved, and thus be swept into the maelstrom of which it has incarnated to avert the destruction. We came into this density with balanced karma, and we have all come with balanced karma, but we will not leave unless that karma remains balanced. Consequently, we urge each to remember always that you are here to love and to accept love, to be wise and accept wisdom, to feel the time, to feel the space, that is, the appropriate time for each thing. And what builds karma faster than desire? As to the imagery of that which you desire, we exhort you to be extremely careful as you create what you desire and focus upon it, for you shall receive it. However, there is always, as in many of your myths and fairy tales, the difficulty of attempting to control what occurs. The difficulty is this: for every desire, there are unsatisfactory side effects which will occur when the desire has been met. You are then involved in an unbalanced fashion, and some call this karma, with that which you have created as a life and desired within the life pattern. So write this word deeply into our consciousness: forgive. We are bound to develop desires and to use our will to seek after those desires, whether they be for things worldly or hallowed, for possessions, attributes, or the lack of them. And as we achieve our desires, we will find the side effects of each and every one. We will wrong others, for the most part unintentionally, but still, we will err, and others will wrong us, whether they mean to or not. We generally are simply moving too quickly and judging people and situations too hastily. It is not usual that entities who are rushing through life have any conscious intention of behaving or providing catalysts in a service to self or negatively oriented manner. Indeed, the rationale for moving without rhythm, but simply as quickly as possible, is that of service to others, that the utmost be done, and all of the things that are done are intended to be of service to others. We will make mistakes. This is inevitable and a helpful process. It is the mechanism of the way we learn as souls. The key to advancement is forgiveness. The key to advancement is forgiveness of error. Marcus, who is a deeply thoughtful scientist and therapist, ponders the karma of activism. A question I have is, how can we more fully accept and work with pain and suffering and fear, which is often associated with others' pain, suffering, and fear, lovingly and wisely, so that the Creator is served and individuals' free will choices are regarded. When we experience pain or fear, especially from something we perceive as the result of another's action or choice, it is sometimes difficult to know whether one's best serves by restoring balance in silent faith and accepting fully the other's way, or by trying to exert some influence. Along these lines, politics is a very puzzling, bewildering subject, and the same dilemma relates. Trying to walk a balance between not infringing on people's free will and not passively accepting a destructive practice or activity. This is certainly a valid concern, but according to those of QO, if our work in activism or in private affairs is intended to be healing, we are okay. There is no karma involved in the work of healing per se, for the healer works upon itself, attempting so to balance and empower its personality, if you will, in such a stable and open condition that the opportunity can be offered to the patient for healing. The healer works upon the self. There it is again. Our work is always and ever upon ourselves. If we hope to heal or to be a healing influence in the outer world, whether to a single soul or to a tribal, national, or even global group, our first patient is ourselves.